Hey, we don't have to say our names because our intro says it.
Good morning.
Hi.
I am Kim Goldman.
And I'm Jackie MacDougall.
Oh, that's what we should do. It's the day before Halloween. Let's be each other.
It's Freaky Friday. Why don't we just have it be Freaky Friday?
All right, I'm going to be you for a couple minutes.
Oh, God. How's that?
Oh, here we go.
You have the best laugh. That's why I was trying to channel Jackie's laugh. That came out.
Go ahead, be me. No, you got to be me. I'm going to be you.
No, I'm not prepared for this. I needed to come into character. I didn't have no notes. I've had actually 5 years of notes on the Jackie MacDougall character.
Yes. I am Kim Goldman, and I'm judging you silently.
I'm just going to judge you out loud then on Twitter and on Facebook. Wow. And anyway, let's go back to.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that our friendship.
We were ready for that.
I'm not sure our friendship could survive this impromptu character.
No.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Let's go back. Regular Friday. Hi,
Kim.
Good
Morning.
I'm Jackie.
Hi.
So,
Good morning.
anyway, lots of things happening. It's the day before Halloween. Are you dressing up?
I'm not a fan of the Halloween.
Of course you're not.
I don't know. I'm not
Is
a fan.
your kid dressing up? He's 12 now.
He's kind of indifferent to the whole thing.
I wonder where he gets it.
Probably from me. But in general, he's kind of indifferent. My best friend Denise, we were talking about it with her kids same age. They're feeling the same thing. They want the candy, but they don't want to work for it. But Sam went to school today as Batman.
You know that we are raising an entitled generation when they don't even want to work for Halloween candy.
Yeah.
They're just like, could you just bring it to me while I sit on the couch playing my iPad?
Yeah. But he went to school as Batman today.
Really? Do you think that kids, what age do you think that kids should stop?
I don't think you should ever stop. I think if you embrace it and it's important to you. I read something on Facebook the other day that this woman reported that this door showed up at her house. So someone knocked on the door, she opened it up, and it was a door, and it said, it was just a door, and it said, please knock. And so she knocked on the door, and on the other side were all of these college kids dressed as grandmas and grandpas and parents, and they were like pinching her cheeks and giving her candy, like because they said that like it should go both ways, and that they really wanted to still celebrate.
That's cute.
Yeah, it was very cute.
I will tell you, this is one of many things I've either written about or spoken about. I used to think that if your voice is changing, it's time to stop. But I don't think that anymore. And now I have one who's 11, and it's just like, if you're in the spirit, if you're not out there causing trouble, but you're just like having a good time, I don't care if you're 40 or 44. So, I just think life is too short not to have fun.
Yeah.
And to just enjoy. So, So,
but no, I will not be. I will wear my honorary Halloween shirt that has a pumpkin on it.
Oh,
that's pretty much all I will be
sexy.
doing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what do you got? What do you got for topics today? You were
okay. So this week and probably every other week for the next year, we will be listening to the diatribe of the Republican Party and all of their GOP debates. With that being said, a couple days ago, or yesterday, perhaps it was, Brooke Baldwin from CNN did a little monologue about how disappointed she was in the ladies from The View because
no one's ever been disappointed with them.
And they've never said anything controversial. But apparently they had some comments to make about Carly Fiorina and her appearance during the debates on earlier this week.
Right.
So
didn't they say her face looks demented?
It looked demented because apparently some of the complaints that Carly was getting from her peeps was that she doesn't look like she's enjoying it. She doesn't smile enough.
Okay.
And so when she did her opening monologue, I don't even know any of the new hosts. There's a couple new hosts added to The View. I don't know her name.
Well, Whoopi is there and Joy is back, right? And then the chick, who we used to think was cute on Cosby Show, and now she's just obnoxious.
Something. So. Raven Simone. Anyway, one of the hosts was saying that she was smiling so much that her face looked demented.
Okay.
And then Joy Behar came in and said that it looked like she was wearing a Halloween mask. So, having said that, in the big scheme of things, I don't think those were the worst comments to make.
That's not the worst that's been said about Carly
No, but Brooke Baldwin's point was, come on, ladies, stick together. Why are we talking about her appearance as opposed to who she was as a candidate for president on that platform that night, as opposed to just focusing on her
because
looks.
that's sadly
they wouldn't
what
be doing
we
that
do.
about the men.
No, and that's what we do to women as a whole, as a society, is that forget about. I mean, look at Hillary. It's like, oh, is she warm and cuddly? She's not soft enough. Like I was talking to my mother-in-law the other day about this. Like, I don't want my president to be soft. I mean, as far as like, sure, she should be emotional and have capability to nurture, but that's not what we're asking. Well, you know, she's not going to be like suckling the leaders of other countries. I'm sorry.
Maybe that would get us a little further. But the point is that we don't do this with the men, with the male candidates.
Some of them we do.
I mean, people rip on Trump, but people have been always ripping on Trump, regardless of what he does. But I don't think they don't comment on the color of their tie, the color of their suit, their posture, you know, the crook in their neck or their eye. Like, they don't do that, but I think
they do. But at the same time, I think, you know, we sit here wanting to have history being made and the first female president, and, you know, but then we're going to sit there and do that. Like, ladies, we have a choice here. We can either support, even if she's not your candidate, but we can support that women are stepping up in these leadership positions. We're constantly, you know, hearing about how there aren't as many CEOs and women aren't doing this and women aren't doing that. And every time they do step up, this is what we're talking about. Well, it's ridiculous.
Right. But the irony of this,
I'm mad. As my kid used to say as a baby, I'm so mad.
The irony of this, though, is that that Joy Behar came after Donald Trump a couple weeks ago for making comments about Carly Fiorina's facial expressions or whatever, and then she went after him for saying, "Why are you focusing on her face as opposed to her presence?" Right. So the irony
it's like
is
the
that
sibling relationship. Like, you can't beat up my sister, but I can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, I appreciate and applaud Brooke Baldwin for whatever people think about CNN. I appreciate that she came out and kind of called the ladies out for not supporting each other. Have your opinions, and you know, I do think that it was probably made in jest, but it sort of just speaks to what I think is a systemic issue that we have about how people and women treat each other and blah, blah,
No,
blah.
but absolutely. And, you know, being called Broadscast, I think that it's really important. Even if, like, sometimes you and I will get, I will get caught up in that sometimes, and I'll start making fun, like, comments where I'm just, she's the, you know, I think we should call each other out and call other people out. Like, we cannot bring women to the next level in history if this is what we're going to continue to do.
Well, we can if we name them Woman of the Year in a recent
look at you, segue
of Glamour magazine. Has put the woman we all know as Caitlyn Jenner. She has been listed as one of the top 25 women of the year.
Okay.
For this year.
Wait, so she's not she's
no,
top 25.
She is one of, I'm saying 25 because I'm pretty sure that's what it is, but I could be totally wrong.
That's a lot of women.
But it is a lot of women, and she stands aside Elizabeth Holmes, who is the youngest self-made female billionaire at 31 years old.
Wow.
Misty Copeland.
Okay,
sorry. Oh, I didn't tell you why.
What is she a billionaire
She
for?
revolutionizes blood tests to change the control average citizens have over their own health. She dropped out of Stanford to follow this dream. At 20 years old, she did that. Now at 31, she's the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world.
Wow.
Also named is Misty Copeland, who is the first African-American ballerina to reach the elite classical ballet company.
Look at you're like talking it down, though.
I'm not talking it down.
She's pretty amazing. She's broken through some serious barriers.
Yeah, I'm not being diminishing. Oh my God. Charleston Strong. She's a peacemaker. She was one of her family was killed in the Charleston, South Carolina massacre. When was that? Yeah, she is. What you're looking?
What's her name?
She's some of the women from Charleston Strong, the peacemakers. There's a team of women that are advocating.
I was like, what are the chances that's her name?
No. Oh, sorry. I didn't say women from. Sorry.
That's all right.
It got me all caught off guard here. Team USA, of course, the FIFA Women's World Cup champions.
Oh, my future wife. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Abby.
Anyway, the point of all this is that Caitlyn Jenner, named as one of these top 25 female women of the year, has gotten a little bit of slack from people on social media saying she hasn't even been a woman for a full year. So how can she be named female woman of the year?
Right.
What do you think?
I don't think that she should be the woman of the, like, I thought it was that they were naming her woman of the year. And that's because but I think that she has an important and you know how I feel about that family that she's connected to by birth and marriage. But I think that she's done a lot to open eyes and maybe some hearts to the transgender community. I think that it's a huge step. So whether I couldn't have less respect for that family. However, if this is who we need in order to take awareness and understanding of the transgender community one step further, then albeit I'm good. I'm good if it's one of 25, because when you start reading about some of these other people too, it's like, that's the problem with, there are so many people, and it happens in our own community too sometimes, but there are so many people that are doing huge things, but people just get caught up with the same people just regurgitating the same awards and regurgitating,
right.
Like go, when there are other people who are, maybe not so vocal or maybe not so like high profile, that we need to find those people and
I guess I guess that's what I'm focusing on, is I would rather focus on people that don't get the accolades. I mean, no disrespect to Caitlyn Jenner, and I'm a full advocate for equality and for for living out your life the way that you want, but I don't necessarily feel like she's earned the spot as compared to some of these other women have. And so there's a part of me...
If I were transgender, she's the last person I would want as my spokesperson.
And P.S., there are a lot of groups that state that publicly,
yes.
that, they don't want to take away from her plight, but it's not representative of the transgender community.
Correct. Just like gay pride parades are not representative of,
but I guess
gay
for
life.
me, I would rather, like, if she's going to choose to put herself in this way, and she doesn't have to be an advocate, P.S., like, there's no one is forcing her into that. I don't care if she is or she isn't, but to keep giving awards... I'm confused by it when you, again, put it in comparison to the other people that are actually making a difference and fighting for equality for women and Planned Parenthood and women that are starting companies to promote equality, like
But
Reese Witherspoon.
But is this Glamour magazine?
Yes, who's competing with Cosmopolitan that puts the Kardashian on their cover as the first family of America.
Excuse me, I just threw up a little in my mouth.
I'm not allowed to say that name, sorry.
But I know, but here's the thing. What's going to sell magazines? What's going to get clicks on the internet? Is it these amazing people that no one's ever heard of? No.
Right.
So it's like that's the problem. It's also an industry. It's a business. So Glamour has to find enough of those people who are going to get clicks on this story, and then you can learn about the other people because they're really important. But the people from Charleston or I'm just trying
Team
to see
USA.
who else.
Yeah.
Like Elizabeth Holmes, the entrepreneur, they're not going to sell magazines. So they need this. So I do applaud the fact that, like, let's toss her in, get people so that way we can educate them with the rest of this information. Otherwise, no one cares.
Yeah, but
Isn't that sad, though?
Yes, but I'm concerned, though, that most people would say, oh, why would they do that? I'm not going to read it because I don't want to support that.
Yeah, but I think more people will do it, so... I know. It's just the way it is. So, China.
I can see that segue. That was good.
I don't even need segues. I mean, that's the thing. I'm segue free. So China has upped their family policy to 2 kids as opposed to 1.
Right.
So it used to be you could only have 1 child.
Right.
And that's why there are a lot of baby girls who've come out of China for adoption. International adoption and such, because families wanted the boy to carry on the family.
So was the policy just that you could only have 1 child in your home? I mean, like that. So basically what we're saying is people can have as many kids as they want, but they can only have 1 child in the home, and then I don't understand what you're saying.
No,
so,
I mean, like, the families children have been abandoned on the side of the road, or
because you're only allowed to have 1 child in your home.
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, but they've forced abortions. They've forced, it's serious, not just in your home. Like, you're only allowed to have 1 child. So people will secretly have another child and then dispose, hopefully safely, of that child after they're born.
Why? Why would you secretly have a child to dispose of the child?
Well, because if they find out they're pregnant, or
you're saying they wouldn't intend to have a child, that if they find out. Oh, okay,
yeah.
sorry.
I'm sorry, not intentionally, but they've a woman finds out she's pregnant and then she kind of keeps it under wraps,
right?
And then and having an internationally adopted child who's not from China, so it's a very, very different circumstances in Taiwan. It's not even comparable. But thousands and thousands of babies would come out of China every year.
Right.
And so I am curious, because a few years back when we were adopting, they changed the qualifications of parents, adoptive parents. And so people have been waiting for years and years. It used to be, up to a year, and then you'd have your baby and blah, blah, blah. But now people have been waiting for years. So I think this actually could slow down. Well, and the reason that they changed it is because the country's aging out.
Right. Well, so now they're allowing people to have two kids.
Yes.
But I guess some of the criticism was that they don't want the government to be controlling their population in that way.
Yeah, but nothing's changed. You're just allowed one more.
Right.
I mean, the government is just as controlling, at least based on, what I've read. But I
wish we could impose some of those controlling issues here with who can be parents.
I know that. Are you being flip or are you real?
I don't know, because sometimes I think
I'm one of 13.
It's not. No, I think that there are people that have children that don't do right by their child.
But here's the thing: China is not stopping. Bad people from having babies.
I'm moving from China, just wondering. Like, I've always thought this, that we put restrictions on people to buy guns, houses. They have to go through a very a process.
Please. There's no restriction. You have stuff in my hair. I'm sorry, I'm just pulling it out as you talk.
Yeah, for the line of people looking in to date me, we want to make sure my hair is pretty.
Yes,
I do. We have such restrictions in other areas with you have to apply for license. You have to apply to go to school. You have all the things that we do to put restrictions on who gets in certain places. But for people to have babies, anybody can just have a baby. And I just sometimes wonder, why don't we help parents be more equipped? Make sure that they take parenting classes. Make sure that they. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Well, I've actually taken classes. As you know, I have a child with special needs. So in order to get services, we had to take parent education classes as far as learning how to deal with autism and this and that and the other thing. And I remember saying to my husband, I can't. Every parent could benefit from this. It doesn't make you perfect. It just makes you understand a little bit more,
right?
And how to deal with kids, and So I agree with you that.
That's all I'm saying. I was being flip about putting more control on who can have kids. I just wish that there were more support and more services for the people that have kids, and that, because we don't have restrictions here, and we do have a lot of kids that are abandoned and neglected and just kind of left by the wayside. And I just wish we were more, able to help that not happen and help. Right. I don't know now. I just brought the mood down.
No, but that's why, you work with the teenagers who sometimes did go through some of these neglect or, just not the optimal situation at home. And, I'm glad that you're there to help them. If only there were programs like the Youth Project for younger,
Well, that wasn't supposed to be a PSA for the Youth Project, but I do believe, just in general, about wanting to advocate. I'm a big advocate for anybody, and so I always just wish that there were more things available for people, that if you choose to walk down that road of being a parent or whatever, that you have the support you need. So.
Right. So when we come back, from our little break that we're about to take, so I know so many people who can relate to losing a child, soon after birth, during pregnancy, up until the end, where they think they're, going to have a healthy pregnancy and a healthy baby. But it's an extremely relatable experience. I think that a lot of people have gone through, and Dr. Kylie Krikorian-Hanisch is actually the founder of Return to Zero, or the creator of Return to Zero, which was a movie starring Minnie Driver. Oh my gosh, I watched the trailer and I couldn't even get past that, but I am going to watch the movie this weekend because I think it's really interesting. But she's going to be here, and we are going to talk with her about recovery and transformation after trauma and loss. So stick around, and we will be right back with Broadscast.